two groups, intrusive and exclusive, right? And on the basis of texture, we can classify the igneous rocks further into two groups. Texture, texture depends upon size and arrangement of grains or other physical conditions of the materials. What do you mean by texture? Texture changed the rocks, texture of the rocks changed according to their size and how their grains will arrange, right? And how their size depends upon the time to cool down. If molten material is cooled slowly at greater depth, minerals grains may be very large. Basically, it is found in intrusive form, right? Because under the surface of the earth, the temperature is very high, so molten material cooled very slowly and the grains became large. But if there is a sudden cooling, that result in small and smooth grain, and it is found in extrusive form, because in over the surface of the earth the temperature goes down very frequently and the magma cools down very suddenly, and the grains became small, and the intermediate conditions of cooling, the size of grains will be intermediate, not so large, not too so small, right? Some of the examples of igneous rocks are granite, gabbro, pegmatite, basalt, volcanic. Now come to the next, sedimentary rocks. What do you mean by sedimentary? First of all, the word sedimentary is derived from the Latin word sedimentum. Sedimentum, which means settling. When the material settled, that is known as sedimentary. How this material comes and how it became to settle down. The rocks, while it is igneous, sedimentary, or metamorphic, they came under the denudation agents work. What do you mean by denudational agents? These are mainly river, wind, and glacier, right? What did they do? In the hilly region, when the water fall on the hills, suppose this is a hill, the water is falling on this hill, what did they do? They lose this material. It means they weather the rocks, they denude the rocks, and these particles became loose. When the water flows along the hill, they transported this material to downwards. When the river reach in their lower course, it means in the plain area, they became to settled these lying area. Again this process come, again these materials settled over one layer to another. Again this process come, next layer or settled over the lower layer. So now by this process, layer after layer becomes. This process is known as lithification, right? So fragments are transported by different exogenous agencies. As I told you, river, water, wind, and glacier, and they deposited. These deposits through compaction turn into compressed, right, by the pressure of upper layer, correct? So this compression and pressure turned these form, which is called sedimentary rocks. Now, classification of sedimentary rocks. In many sedimentary rocks, the layers of deposit retain their characteristics even after lithification. Means even after coming under the pressure, under the compression, some sediments remain their characteristics of their parent rock, right? So hence we see a number of layers of varying thickness in sedimentary rocks like sandstone, right? So here in the picture you can see the different layers. Here you can see the different layers in this picture. So this is also called lithification, and it can be seen when the sedimentary rocks keep their characteristics even after lithification. Now, depending upon the mode of formation sedimentary rocks, how the sedimentary rocks formed, they can be classified into three major groups. There are three types of formation of sedimentary rocks. We can say first is mechanically formed. Mechanically formed, as I told you recently, that some fragments are deposited by the denudational agents, right? So that is mechanical work when the denudation agents are breaking the hills, breaking the rocks, and make it in convert it into fragments. So this work is known as mechanical, and the uh, rocks formed by this formation are sandstone, conglomerate, limestone, shale, loess, etc. Secondly, organically formed. Organically, sedimentary rocks are formed by the dead remains of the living things, right? When the animals and plants, their dead remain buried under the surface, so leaf and the dead remains are buried under the surface of the earth. Here the pressure is a pressure of the upper layers, so these dead remains converted into the rocks, and these are called sedimentary rocks. So gasrite, chalk, limestone, coal, these are the sum of organically formed sedimentary rocks. Third is chemically formed. Chemically formed sedimentary rocks are mainly formed in the deserted area where the temperature is very high. Due to the high temperature, the water evaporated from the fragments, and the only things remain, that is only salted, or that is only fragments. So the water evaporated and the chemicals present in water deposited in those areas, and later on they converted into the rocks. So chat, limestone, halite, potash are some of example which are formed chemically, right? Now the metamorphic rocks, the third type of rocks, metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic means change of form. Meta means change, and metamorphic means change of form. Meta means change and morphic means form. When the form of rocks are changed, that are called metamorphic rocks, and it can be changed by the three actions. First is pressure, second is volume, and third is temperature. Due to these three factors, the rocks changed their form, and these are called PVT changes. P pressure, V volume, and T temperature. PVT changes. So metamorphism occurs due to the pressure, volume, and change in temperature. When rocks are forced down to lower layers by tectonic processes. Now what happened? Come to the fourth chapter, continental drift theory, where we learned about the tectonic forces. There were transform boundary when the two plates surface, right? Again, it came into the contact of molten magma. right? So when it comes into the contact of the molten magma, it again changed. So all the underlying rocks are subjected to great amounts of pressure by overlaying layers. Suppose these are the rocks. Now what would happen due to the overlying layer? These lower layer will change. It will change their form in any kind. Its color can be changed, its texture can be changed, its crystals can be changed due to the pressure. So that is also known as metamorphism. So metamorphism is a process by which already consolidated rock undergo recrystallization or reorganization of materials. When due to the tectonic plates, the rocks move downwards, their reorganization. When the molten magma throw over the layer, then they recrystallized. Now, classification of metamorphic rocks, mechanical disruption and reorganization, or the original mineral within rock due to breaking and crushing without any appreciable chemical changes is called dynamic metamorphism. Now, what do you mean by dynamic metamorphism? If here in this picture you can see this is the original rock and it is a metamorphic rock which is formed by this one, right? So mechanical disruption means when this rock will break, it's uh, it will reorganize, it will build again, but its chemical composition will not dynamic metamorphism. The material of this rock will undergo reorganization and their composition can be changed. That is called thermal metamorphism. There are two types of thermal metamorphism: contact metamorphism and regional metamorphism, right? So the crystals of the rocks can be changed by the two types, and that is known as contact metamorphism and the regional metamorphism. Come to the first, contact metamorphism. Contact metamorphism, the rocks come in the contact with hot intruding magma and lava, and the rock materials recrystallize under high temperature. Suppose there is a rock. This is original rock. Now what happened? There is a volcanic eruptions. Magma comes out, magma spread over this rock. What would happen? This is very hot and the temperature is so high, the material will melt, right? Then the material of this rock will melt, and they will, when it begin to solidify, they will recrystallize. So this rock came into the contact of hot magma and recrystallized. That is known as contact metamorphism, right? Quite often new materials form out of magma or lava are added to the rocks. First of all, firstly, when these rocks are formed, they are made up of iron, right? In the next eruption, maybe there is a potash and some other material, so they will add it into the first one. So there is some new material added when the magma spread over the rock. In the regional metamorphism, what do you mean by regional metamorphism? Rocks undergo recrystallization due to deformation caused by tectonic shearing together with high temperature or pressure or both. Maybe due to the tectonic, here you can see their tectonic pressure was there. There is a original rock and the pressure is pulling down from either sides. So this rock will undergo change due to the tectonic pressure. Due to the heat due to the temperature, due to the pressure, or by the both. In the process of metamorphism, in some rock, grains or minerals get arranged in layers or lines. Such an arrangement of minerals or grains in metamorphic rocks is called foliation. Hello, Dinesh sir. Or nation, liner form, right? Sometimes minerals or materials of different types arranged into altering thin to thick layer, appearing in light and dark shades. Suppose there is a thin layer, after that a thick layer, it has some light shade, it has some dark shade. So this kind of formation is known as banding, and rocks displaying banding are called banded rocks, right? So this type of banding rocks, sometimes this type of formation is there due to the metamorphism, that is called banding. So how the crystals arranged, it forms the different kind of metamorphism. If the crystals are arranged in a linear form in the layers or lines, that is called foliation or lineation. If the crystals are arranged alternating thin to thick layers and in dark shade, they are called banded. Types of metamorphic rocks depend upon original rocks that were subjected to metamorphism, right? Because it has some characteristics of original rocks. Metamorphic rocks are classified into two major groups: foliated rocks and non-foliated rocks, right? So here you can see some example of foliated rocks like slate, gneiss, schist. These are the example of foliated rock. And here are the some example of non-foliate rocks like marble, quartzite, etc. Now come to the last topic, rock cycle. As I told you that everything which took birth over the surface of the earth, it came to an end, whether it is a living being or it is a non-living being. Similarly, when the rocks took birth in the form of igneous rocks, it again came to an end, right? So it is known as giving, taking birth and reaching at an end or death. That is called rock cycle, right? So rock cycle do not remain in their original form. Rocks do not remain in their original form for long, but may undergo transformation. Here you discuss that there firstly igneous rocks are formed, then rocks are formed by the igneous rocks, and metamorphic rocks are formed by the igneous as well as from the sedimentary rocks. So rocks are keep on changing, they keep their they change their forms. So rock cycle is a continuous process through which old rocks are transformed into new ones, right? What happened now? Here in the picture you can see igneous rocks are primarily made by the molten magma. When it come into the contact of weathering and erosion, the sediments are formed, and by these sediments, the solidification of these sediments, sedimentary rocks are formed. When these igneous and sedimentary rocks formed, they came into the pressure, under the pressure and temperature. And due to this pressure and temperature, the igneous and the sedimentary rocks change their form and make the metamorphic rocks. Now what happened? These metamorphic rocks and igneous rocks buried under the surface of the earth, and again it reached to the magma and became in molten form. So again it converted into the magma. Again magma comes out by the volcanic eruption and igneous rocks form. So by this process the rocks are changing their forms. That is called rock cycle. So sedimentary rocks, here in this picture you can again see, sorry, there is a volcanic eruptions, right? So by the volcanic eruptions, igneous rocks are formed. Igneous rocks are denuded by the denudation agents, river, water, and wind, and converted into the sediments. These sediments are deposited by these agents in the low-lying area. Under the pressure of upper layers, it converted into the solid form and made sedimentary rocks. These sedimentary rocks keep on under the pressure and heat and change their form. Then metamorphic rocks are formed. Again these metamorphic rocks buried under the surface of the earth and reached to and became in molten form, converted into molten form, that is known as magma. Magma again comes out in the form of volcanic eruption. So here this cycle keeps on going. That is known as rock cycle. Now we have completed our chapter. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Regarding this chapter, students, if you have any doubt, you can ask. Vansh, Saurabh, Amit, Mayank, you can raise your hands. If you have understood, then again raise your hand. If there is no doubt, you can raise your hand. Vansh, is it okay? Unmute yourself or raise your hand. Is it okay? Okay, Saurabh, Mayank?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You understood all the concept? Yes. What about Saurabh and Mayank?
On this topic, last point.
Which one? Rock cycle?
Yes, ma'am. Last point.
Okay. Rock cycle means when a cycle is keep on going. Means once a thing took birth, it comes to the death, right? So firstly, we learned that from the volcanic eruption, igneous rocks are formed. Igneous rocks are denuded by the agents and it converted into the sedimentary rocks. Again, igneous and sedimentary rocks, due to the heat and temperature, they converted into the metamorphic rocks, right? There is a three types of formation of rocks. What happened? अब ये क्या होगा कि बेटा अगर rocks बनती ही रहेंगी तो आपको हर surface पे क्या होगा? There is only rocks and rocks, right? So what happened? Due to the tectonic process, the lower layer of the rocks keep on buried under the surface of the earth. ये earth के नीचे दबती चली जाती हैं. And due to the because the presence of magma and the high heat and high temperature, the rocks melt and converted again into magma, right? So they came to an end. Further this magma comes out over the surface of the earth in the form of volcanic eruptions, and again igneous rocks are formed. So this type of cycle is known as rock cycle. Is it clear or not now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Saurabh, Yes, Saurabh, unmute yourself.